Let me ask you something. When was the last time a single outfit, a single piece of jewelry, and a single hat brim, yes, a hat brim, managed to stop the entire internet in its tracks? Because that is exactly what happened this week, when Catherine, the Princess of Wales, stepped out at Westminster Abbey for the 2026 Commonwealth Day service, and reminded the entire world why she is, without question, the most watched woman in the British royal family right now. And look, I know what you might be thinking. It's just another royal event, another dress, another hat. But stay with me here, because what unfolded inside and outside that abbey was not just fashion. It was history, symbolism, family, a little bit of humor, and a very clear signal about where the British monarchy is heading. And once you understand the full picture, I promise you, this is far more fascinating than it first appears. Let's set the scene. Westminster Abbey, one of the most iconic Gothic buildings on earth, the place where kings and queens have been crowned for nearly 1,000 years. Every March, it becomes the gathering point for the Commonwealth Day service, a ceremony that brings together representatives from all 56 nations of the Commonwealth, a global community of over 2.5 billion people spread across every single continent. This is not a small occasion. This is one of the most symbolically loaded events in the entire royal calendar, and in 2026, it carried even more weight than usual. Catherine arrived alongside Prince William, and the moment she stepped into public view, the reaction was immediate. At 44 years old, the Princess of Wales has reached a stage in her public life where her every appearance feels intentional, considered, and layered with meaning. Nothing about what Catherine wears is accidental, and fashion historians, royal commentators, and her own long-documented approach to dressing all confirm this. So when she appeared in a deep navy coat dress crafted by Catherine Walker, the legendary British-Swiss designer who was famously beloved by Princess Diana herself, people noticed instantly. The Catherine Walker house has dressed royalty for decades. Diana wore their designs to some of the most defining moments of her public life. By choosing this label for one of the most significant services of the year, Catherine was doing something subtle but unmistakable. She was reaching back into the history of the institution she now helps carry forward. The structured silhouette, with its bold shoulders and pleated skirt, echoed the clean, powerful lines of 1980s royal fashion, not as a costume or a throwback, but as a quiet conversation between past and present. The deep navy itself was no accident either. Navy has long been the color of dignity, of authority, of formal occasion, without being somber. It was a masterclass in chromatic restraint. But it was the jewelry that truly elevated the moment. Catherine chose to wear the Bahrain pearl drop earrings, pieces with a history that stretches back to 1947, when they were gifted to the then Princess Elizabeth as part of a wedding present from the people of Bahrain. These earrings passed through the hands of Queen Elizabeth II over her 70-year reign, and now they appear at public engagements worn by the woman who will one day be Queen Consort of England. The weight of that lineage is almost difficult to articulate. These are not simply beautiful earrings. They are a direct, physical, wearable link between the monarchy's past and its future. Paired with a multi-strand pearl necklace, the full effect was one of deep, deliberate continuity. According to royal historians and jewelry experts who have tracked the movements of Elizabeth II's personal collection, the Bahrain pearls have appeared at multiple significant Commonwealth-related occasions over the decades, making Catherine's choice of this specific service all the more meaningful. Now, let us talk about the hat, because the hat, as it turned out, was the unexpected highlight of the day. Wide-brimmed, navy, trimmed with delicate netting, it was an exquisite piece of millinery. Photographers loved it, the public loved it, and the other royals, well, they had some trouble with it. Royal protocol includes a moment where family members greet each other with the traditional double-cheek kiss. Warm, familiar, a private gesture within a very public setting, except Catherine's hat brim had other ideas. As she moved to greet Queen Camilla and Princess Anne, the width of the brim made the whole maneuver essentially impossible. What followed, as captured by cameras and reported by multiple royal correspondents present that day, was a ripple of genuine laughter. Princess Anne, famously composed and rarely caught off guard, reportedly smiled and simply opted out of the attempt altogether. Others went in for a cautious single cheek, clearly not willing to risk a hat collision. Catherine herself laughed, and for one brief moment, the formality of a state occasion cracked open just enough to remind the watching world that behind all the protocol, these are real people with real warmth. It matters because it is rare. The royal family operates under extraordinary public scrutiny, and moments of unscripted human connection are precious, precisely because they are so infrequent. That one exchange, hats, giggles, and a slightly bewildered Princess Anne will be remembered long after the service itself fades from the news cycle. It humanized an institution that often struggles to feel accessible. Inside the Abbey, nearly 1,800 guests had gathered: diplomats, heads of state, young Commonwealth leaders, artists, and members of the creative community from across the 56-nation association. King Charles delivered his annual written message to the Commonwealth, describing it as a network bound not by power or historical obligation, but by cooperation, dialogue, and shared values. Given the current global climate, rising nationalism, fractures in multilateral institutions, ongoing debates about the legacy of empire, the King's framing of the Commonwealth as a voluntary, future-facing partnership carried genuine political significance. The royal family's engagement with the Commonwealth is not ceremonial decoration. It is active diplomacy, dressed in tradition, and it is worth noting one change in 2026 that sparked considerable debate. For the first time in nearly 4 decades, the BBC did not broadcast the Commonwealth Day service live. The broadcaster chose to air a different programme in its place, citing evolving audience habits and internal scheduling decisions. The reaction from royal watchers, media commentators, and Commonwealth advocates was sharp. Critics argued that the decision reflected a slow erosion of the monarchy's place in mainstream British public life. Supporters of the BBC countered that broadcast strategies must adapt to digital and on-demand viewing realities. Whatever your view, the absence of a live national broadcast for such a historic occasion is a cultural moment worth pausing on. The monarchy has always relied on visibility to sustain relevance, and the mechanisms of that visibility are shifting in ways nobody fully understands yet. What remains unchanged, however, is the image that Catherine and William are quietly, consistently building. Side by side at events like this one, they present a version of the monarchy that is modern without being revolutionary, traditional without being rigid. Catherine's presence at Commonwealth Day 2026, elegant, historically grounded, warmly human, and unmistakably confident, was a statement about who she is and who she is becoming. The next chapter of the British royal family is not coming. It is already here, and it is wearing navy Catherine Walker with Bahrain pearl earrings that once belonged to the Queen. If this video gave you something new to think about, do me a favor, hit like, leave a comment below telling me which detail surprised you the most, and subscribe so you never miss a royal breakdown like this one. There is a lot more coming, and trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next.